something to get us going this morning. It is Tuesday, January 16th. It is 13 below in Chicago. Ouch! Ouch! But we got some good music to get us going. All right, folks, let's let this see how many people we've collected. Very few, but we're gonna have the show anyway. The show must go on. Really, guys, the show must go on. You know that. All right, let me bring the music down. Good morning, good morning. It is Tuesday, January 16th, and it's cold as hell here in Chicago. I wanted to tell, just an observation here, just an observation. We talk about being dressed for the weather, and in Chicago, that means layers, right? Like you got a shirt. Should have like a hoodie like this. Maybe when you go out, you have another jacket and also a hoodie or another layer, two more layers, including your jacket. I wanted to show you the difference in just regular. This is a work glove. I used this when I was snow blowing, and I was out there maybe 10-15 minutes, and my hands were frozen. This is just a normal, non-insulated glove. This does not cut it. 10-15 minutes, you're going to have problems. Now, yesterday I was out and I had this glove on. This is an insulated, snowmobile ski glove. This has kept my hands warm for half an hour. So, I think in this video we're going to see people wearing cotton socks with flip-flops. Just having socks doesn't do you any good. Cotton socks, wool socks are what you need. Tennis shoes, your feet will freeze in 5 to 10 minutes. You need an insulated boot in this type of weather. And, the more you spend on the boot, the better the insulation, the longer you can stand in the elements. If it's a cheap boot and it's not insulated very well, it may only give you 10, 15, 20 minutes of protection. And, you gotta, is it waterproof or non-waterproof? Because if you're in snow and it's wet, your feet are gonna get wet and it's gonna freeze. So, a lot of things to think about when you're living in an environment like this. And now we're like, what, 3-4 days now? Crazy. This is crazy. And the good thing, though, the Tesla, people that have Teslas are having some problems. They're finding out that it takes longer to charge their car in this environment. Their batteries go down much quicker in this environment. So the fact that you own a Tesla, folks, congratulations. I'm not gonna ever buy a Tesla at this point, folks, or even an EV. I don't agree with EVs. I don't want to thrust it down my throat. So let's play this video here. Give you an idea what's going on with the weather, and looks like somebody's feeding the migrants a little bit.
Hundreds of migrants await placement in a city shelter. Outside one of them, a show of kindness. CBS 2's Sabrina Franza is in Pilsen.
For most asylum seekers, this is the first time that they've experienced a cold of this kind. Right now, hundreds of them are staying at this shelter here on Halsted, and many of them making their way across the street just so they can get a warm meal. Across the street from a migrant shelter, a line forms in what feels like sub-zero temperatures. Dozens waiting for food, warm clothing. At the end of the line, we met Geraldine. She told us she regrets coming here from Venezuela.
Little late now.
But only because of the cold. She and her family...
Look at that. There you go. This is not dressing for the weather there. Also, these little slip-on things, that's not dressing for the weather. Those socks don't look too bad, but based on what she's wearing, she's probably have like 3 pairs of socks on.
Family are happy to be in Chicago. Now they only need one thing.
Yo vine para acá a trabajar y a luchar.
Jobs, so they can make money to support their family and move out of a crowded shelter they've been living in for a week.
We're just out here passing out some warm spirits and positive cheer to hopefully make their day a little brighter.
Raisa Adams is the co-founder of Something Good in Englewood.
Completely important. This is what's needed. At the end of the day, we're all humans. You know, we all need shelter, food, just the basic necessities.
Tomorrow, Mayor Brendan Johnson was supposed to meet with other mayors across.
So there you go. Brandon's meeting somehow got canceled. They're saying it's the weather, but I suspect that he found out that nobody wanted to come and meet with him and talk about taking problems off his hands. So there you go.
Across the state to talk about providing those basic necessities. That meeting was postponed until a later date because of the cold.
It's freezing in Chicago. They need the clothing. I don't know if you even look in the line now, some have on leggings, no coats.
Governor J.B. Pritzker continues to urge Texas Governor Greg Abbott to stop sending migrants while this temperature continues, taking out this ad in a Texas.
So here's an important use of your tax dollars to live in Illinois. Our governor is taking out ads in newspapers, full-page ads, to publish propaganda and hopefully, I guess, make sure Abbott actually sees what he sent him.
Based newspaper, quote, "I hope we can at least agree on saving lives," he writes. The plea appears to be working. The city of Chicago reports that there are no migrants that are currently staying at the city's landing zone inside those warming buses. Everybody has been moved to an indoor location. And as the cold continues for the next few days, at least for today, the city of Chicago says they do not expect any more buses to arrive. We're in Pilsen. Sabrina Franza, CBS 2 News.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about what you can expect to see. There's going to be a collapse of society. It really is. It's going to happen slowly. It's not going to. You're not going to see it happen overnight. But we're starting to see some of the things happen slowly. Let me get a picture up here so you guys can watch that first one with us. There you go. Beautiful Chicago River this time of year. Okay, let's backtrack. There you go. So what you're going to see is like, okay, first food. This happened already in New York. Some other food banks or food pantries, large food pantries, there was one in Yonkers, ran out of food. So already we have the Greater Chicago Food Depository, which I think is largely funded by the federal government. So we keep hearing from our politicians that the government is not giving us any extra funds. So that right there tells me that our food pantry, even though they're stepping up to give more food to people, and they're actually sending food to the 26 Brandon's. Let's go, Brandon! Let's go, Brandon's 27 illegal migrant shelters. They're not getting any extra funding that I'm aware of. Maybe the state will send them, a couple coins or something. But so there you go. So as that goes on. Sorry, folks, I'm coming down with a little bit of a cold here, but we'll work through it. So you're going to see the city of Chicago, the food depositories, they start running out of food. Money first, then food, right? That's how it works. Some facts. Chicago population's like 2.2 million, okay? We can agree on that. Right now, we've got about 30,000 migrants here. So you're only adding maybe 1.5% to your total population, which shouldn't be a big deal, right? Not a big deal. You're just adding 1% of your population to a city, you should be able to absorb it no problem. Not necessarily the case here, because you are adding 1.5% of people to your population, but 100% of those people require low-income housing and food support and social services. That's what people don't get. Every person that came through the city limits of Chicago requires food, housing, and health care. And let's talk about health care, because that's going to start collapsing here too in Chicago. So all these mothers that are pregnant, right, and getting ready to have a baby that made their way to Chicago, when they hopefully, there's a couple different scenarios. So hopefully they identify these ladies they're getting ready to give birth, and they get them enrolled in some type of Illinois public health program, so they're covered. So when they're ready to deliver, they can get paid for. The state can pay for it at a local hospital in the city of Chicago. There's one scenario, but there's only so many people or funding that the state of Illinois has that they can do that to, right? So if you have 50 or 60 pregnant ladies, you better have the funds to enroll those people. Because the way it works, I worked in the healthcare industry for a little bit. The way it works, the state of Illinois has various healthcare companies they deal with, so they have to pay them a monthly premium for these ladies that they're going to enroll, because they're going to have a baby real soon, and they don't want to, have to. If they don't put them on a state program, when they have their baby, they're just going to be rushed to the hospital, and that hospital that accepts them is going to be stuck paying for that delivery and all the care that goes along with that delivery, good, bad, or indifferent. Could be a normal delivery. It could be a delivery that causes, ICU or something for the baby. Could be long-term issue, right? These people spent months traveling the country. I'm sure their health and their what they've been eating isn't been up to snuff, so the baby could have issues. So in that case, if the hospital's footing the bill, so normally say a hospital foots the bill, the charity, they give out, they pick up the tab for people that can't afford it, right? So say a hospital normally does 20 of those a year. Well, now with the migrants, if they have the bad fortune of the hospital being located close to a migrant shelter, they may see an extra 10 or 15 in a course of a year. Can the hospital absorb that, right? Can they absorb the extra cost of a doubling or 50% increase in their charity work? And if they can't, what's going to happen, they're going to start shipping these people to Cook County Hospital, so it's not only a city of Chicago financial burden, you're going to see Cook County, greater Cook County. So all those people, like my friend, I did an interview with my buddy Craig, who just moved to Florida. He lived in Cook County for many years, and he paid taxes. When you say you buy anything in Cook County, it's 10.25% sales tax. So if you go to McDonald's or Shake Shack or anywhere, or you go to Walmart and you buy something, you're paying 10.25%. So you're paying an extra 4% over most, 3 to 4% more than anyone else outside of Cook County. So in my area, I think I pay about 7.5%. For those types of items. So Cook County is more expensive than most areas of the state of Illinois as far as sales tax. So those taxes are going to go up. And actually, if you go back to that video, Craig mentioned his real estate taxes went up pretty drastically when he looked back to see what had happened. So people are going to see their taxes go up, and you're going to see more people migrate out of the city of Chicago, if not out of the state of Illinois. So those are the types of things that you're going to see. And kudos to people out in like Grundy County and LaSalle County that are eagerly trying to pass, ordinances or whatever, saying that they're not a sanctuary city. They don't want to be involved with this, and I don't know if there's going to be ramifications if buses are sent to their town. And wouldn't put it past Brandon to start sending buses to various rural communities, just because he can, right? And then, like you said, what you end up with is a scenario that our friends, although it's awful quiet, there's a couple of videos out there, Google or put out in the tube, Whitewater, Wisconsin, and you'll find out they're having some problems up in Whitewater, Wisconsin. It's a small community, 15,000 people that somehow, though I haven't found out how they got there, 1,000 migrants over the last year have been dropped on this small college town by someone. I'm not sure who. But anyway, they're having problems with sex trafficking, all sorts of bad stuff happening in that town, because now they've got 1,000 people there. They need jobs. They can't speak the language, so they're going to do whatever it is they can do to make money. So a lot of nefarious stuff is going on in that town, and it's taxing their food pantries and their social services. So if you're anyone in the city of Chicago that require, or Cook County, that requires social services, you're going to see those become scarce. Once again, that's a funding issue. It's not like you can just go to the cupboard and find more social services, right? Because you got to have the people, the trained people, the psychologists, or financial aid helping people, whatever type of service the social organization's providing, they need to hire people, and they need money to hire those people. And if they're not getting extra funding, where's the funding coming from? Not coming from the federal government. Our state government can only increase funding so much, right? There is a defined gap of funding for any state, county, or city organization. So once those limits start to become breached, exceeded, whatever, you're going to see the house of cards come crumbling down. And it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to be a slow, gradual collapse. And then the fun will begin, folks. The fun will then begin. And people aren't thinking about that. The liberals in Chicago who want to help these people, then say, oh, send more, send all you want, whatever. They're not thinking about this. They're not thinking about their hospitals being clogged with, people that can't pay their bills. And ultimately it's going to, cause the hospital. We've already had hospitals in the city of Chicago the last 5 to 10 years, probably 5 or 6 of them go under. So you're going to see some more hospitals probably go under if we get to the point where they're forced to have to pay for all this stuff. And where were the hospitals that went under in the city of Chicago? They were in the poor neighborhoods, the black and brown neighborhoods. Check that out. I'm almost positive of that. You don't see any hospitals on the northwest side of Chicago go under, at least not recently. So there you have it. That's all I get off my soapbox for today. But there's some things to think about, some things to watch for, as I think Chicago or New York City is already seeing this happen in their hospitals. I think I saw a video that said they had 30,000 events related to migrants this year, and 300 births that happened in the city of New York. So those are the type of numbers that your healthcare infrastructure needs to handle. Okay, so think about that, guys. Think about that and the ramifications of that and what it's going to do to your infrastructure and how it's going to impact all the rest of the people that pay their taxes, pay their health care premiums, and how it's gonna play out as that moves forward. So DJ Wonder Chrissy here for Migrant Mayhem, Land Cruiser Midwest. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys. We just passed 1,000 subs. We're moving past. I think we're at 1,020 now. So like, share, and subscribe. Check all of our videos. I think I posted some Suzy Q slot videos recently. There's some shorts out there. There's the Land Cruiser interviews that we did recently with my friend Craig and Paint the Trump from Florida. So check those out and like, share, subscribe, comment down below. We'd like to hear from you. And hey, I'll tell you, 99.9% of the comments are of patriot quality, folks. I cannot believe how many people don't want the migrants. 99.9% of the people get it, which is amazing. It boggles my mind that we're all on the same page. But we need to continue to expand the education and information out there so everyone around is aware of what's going on and what it's costing them ultimately. Okay, so hey, Iowa caucus was a huge success for our friend Donald. And as we always end the show, we'll say, God bless America and God bless Donald Trump. See ya.